Welcome back to 18 Degrees North from our post-production studios here in Kingston, Jamaica. You know, all show long we've been talking about this new oil find in Guyana and the potential riches that it could bring for this CARICOM nation. We wondered though, is the oil explorer in this deal, Exxon Mobil, a good partner for Guyana? Joining us now via Skype from Austin, Texas to discuss this is Jesse Coleman. He's a researcher. Jesse, welcome to the program.
Yes, good to be here.
Jesse, you've got a lot of concerns about Guyana working with Exxon Mobil. Explain why.
Guyana has not had large-scale oil and gas drilling and exploitation offshore until now. And so there isn't a very strong set of regulations, environmental regulations, profit-sharing regulations. Offshore drilling can be a very, very dangerous thing. This could lead to large-scale pollution of fishing areas, of reefs. It could lead to, destruction of the coastline.
Jesse, in an interview with the Minister of Natural Resources, Raphael Trotman in Guyana, he told us that if there is an oil spill, in the agreement with ExxonMobil, that company would be in charge of that cleanup. And he also said that the U.S. government, meaning the U.S. Coast Guard, will help. What's your take on that?
There is no agency that is capable of cleaning up an offshore oil spill. The U.S. Coast Guard does not actually have the capacity to clean up, even minor spills. That's not actually what the U.S. Coast Guard does. As we saw in 2010 with the major BP oil disaster in the Gulf Coast off the United States, it didn't matter who was trying to clean it up. It is impossible to clean up if there is a major oil spill.
What would you say is the track record of ExxonMobil when it comes to operating in different jurisdictions?
Well, Exxon has a terrible track record across the world of dealing with countries that are much smaller than the corporation is, and exploiting them to a very high degree. We've seen in, for example, Equatorial Guinea, we saw massive corruption scandals where Exxon had been paying politicians in power to get special deals cut. We've seen Exxon also responsible for large-scale human rights violations in places like Indonesia, for example. So what they have really proven over and over again is they are willing to do whatever it takes to get the cheapest oil out of any of these places that they can.
What would you be advising the Guyanese government now if you had the opportunity to advise them now?
The strictest possible environmental regulations need to be in place. That also includes, not just trying to prevent oil spills, but making sure that, companies like Exxon don't just dump waste into the ocean. The Guyanese people should look at these oil deals, and they should see exactly how much profit ExxonMobil is going to make over the next few years, and exactly how much of the cost the government of Guyana is going to have to shoulder.
All right, Jesse, thanks so much for joining us and sharing your thoughts.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
That's Jesse Coleman, a researcher at Greenpeace, joining us from Austin, Texas. Open Oil, a Berlin-based company that advocates contract transparency, says over the life of the project, the Guyanese government should expect to see 52 to 54% of profits compared to well over 60% in comparable projects in other frontier countries. The gap could cost a small South American country billions of dollars. So this is where we bring 18 Degrees North to a close for this week. Join us online, look us up on Twitter or on Facebook. We're there to keep all of us connected to the Caribbean. From all of us here at 18 Degrees North, we thank the people of Guyana for hosting us in their country. I'm Zara Burton, and I'll see you next time.
18 Degrees North is a production of Global Reporters for the Caribbean.